We know 3 things about this song. It's by Ren. It's called Murderer. Came out on Friday. Here we go.
If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive, so never test my skill. For goodness sake, man, I'm ready to break, man. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down. Rat-tat-tat-tat. Murderer, if you see me on the corner of my town, get back, back, back. Murderer, straight into your jaw in the first round. Tat-tat-tat. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down, yeah. I was born shameless, fighting out in
All right, I'm just going to pause to say...
Did the cameraman just back through that window?
Yes. Odds are he had a device on that was making it much smoother than his actual going through the window was, but it sure seemed like he went through the window. Yeah.
That was so smooth, it went right over my head. I didn't even... Until he crawled through the window, I was like, wait, how'd the camera get through the window?
Yeah, one thing about Ren's camera work is it's always very smooth, and it's always part of the production.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, the camera is here and the production happens in front of it. It's a moving camera that's part of the production.
Yeah, it's smooth when it needs to be. It's rough when it needs to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's that roughness or that rawness that really makes you feel like you're in the room with them. And that's like we see in like chalk outlines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing that I was going to say is this guy has so much variety in his music. This is unlike anything else of his I've heard before, but it's also very good.
And I don't know if you guys noticed too, but dude's got a bod.
Yeah, he's been working out.
Just saying.
Been working out.
shameless, fighting out in Brighton with the neighbours. Brother, ask your mother what my name is. I was born famous, trendsetter, hot stepper, greatest. Shocking like a finger in the anus. I was born wasted, stoned on my brain.
He's right. It is shocking.
Surprise!
In Japan,
yes.
all the little kids run up to you,
Oh, my
Concho! Boop!
That's a thing. That's a thing in Japan. They take their fingers like this and they say enema, and they just shove it up people's butts.
Is that what that means?
I believe that's what that means. Enema. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
It's shocking.
Don't do it. It's really it should be illegal. It is illegal in the United States.
It's probably illegal in Japan too, but they let kids get away with it. It's kind of how it works.
So I'm not even gonna bring that up. All right.
Brother faded, writing catchy syllables contagious. I was born courageous, naked and fucking outrageous. With a microphone, I rock stages. I jump on the rhythm of rhyme and cyclone, and I pull its caliber right out the stone. King Punk, the precision it hits like Stallone. Rocky, keep it cocky, I'll be Al Capone. I walk alone, sit on the author's throne, and if you want it, I'll deny it like a mortgage loan. Your daughter's home, we'll be staying home alone.
Okay, the rhyming, I know I've paused quite a few times, but the rhymes in this are top notch. One of my favorite artists of all time is Jason Mraz, and especially his early music, because he had a very much this kind of flow. He was very good at rhyming in ways that were unexpected, flowed really well, and were just fun to listen to. Very creative in the words. This reminds me of that. It's just so much fun to listen to. One of my favorite styles of music is when a rapper truly nails it like this.
Condone the bone and eat it like a Toblerone, bitch. If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive, so never test my skill. For goodness sake, man, I'm ready to break, man.
Top notch.
Ditto what you just said. Those rhymes were off the chain, man.
Top notch. Every line, so creative.
Gonna deny it
so
like a
well
mortgage.
Rocky like Stallone, I'm Rocky on the throne. Just nailing it.
Yeah.
Truly nailing it.
This guy is a great lyricist.
For the record, very few songs that we react to on here actually make it into a playlist that I listen to commonly. I think this will, because originally I said it reminds me of early Jason Mraz. I think this is better than early Jason Mraz, and I do not say that lightly because, like I said, it's some of my favorite music out there.
I will say, dealing with his rhymes, or pertaining to his rhymes, in this style of music, this like kind of rap style of music, this spoken word style of music, you have a lot of slant rhymes. It's very common to have a lot of slant rhymes, and they get by just fine. And in rap, it's super common to have just tons and tons of slant rhymes. A slant rhyme is where you have two words that sound similar but don't exactly rhyme. So something like time and swine, right? They have the same vowel sound, but they don't actually land on the same consonant. That's called a slant rhyme. He is not using slant rhymes for the most part here. He is using actual rhymes here, which is another level up.
Much harder to do.
Yeah.
Homie, it's the way that I get down. If you see me on the corner of my town, get back. Swing for your jaw in the first round. Homie, it's the way that I get down. Yeah. The bigger they come, the bigger they fall. The trigger the gun, I'm clipping them all like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I line them up against the wall. I don't mean metaphorically, lyrical bullets. I mean actually fucking kill them, squeeze the trigger and pull it. Blood splat, how's it going, lad?
It's almost more like a reggae. You know, it almost feels like
that those tones he's hitting during murderer. Wow, that was terrible. I'm not gonna try that again. The murderer. That part, I get what you're saying.
yeah, like it feels reggae to me in parts of it, especially like during the chorus. This hook feels that way to me. Anyway, what do you think?
Swing for your jaw in the first round. Homie, it's the way that I get down. Yeah. The bigger they come, the bigger they fall. The trigger the gun, I'm clipping them all like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I line them up against the wall. I don't mean metaphorically, lyrical bullets. I mean actually fucking kill them, squeeze the trigger and pull it. Blood splat, how's it going, lad? Brands are flowing, mad trust that. I'm a pro with that, seeds are sowing bad. Boy, I'm an addict, volcanic, a man is twisted and manic. The rhymes are gifted, goddammit. I push the button, we panic. Breathe, I seize the land, sky and the seas. It's easy, see me freestyle freely. What man? Yes, I came to rock, man. Drop it like it's hot, fam. Wearing clothes from Oxfam. Goddamn, I am a blood-sucking titan. From the streets of Brighton, hit you with my right hand, sucker.
That's a slant rhyme. Titan and right hand. Anyway, just want to point that out there. There are some slant rhymes here. Is this still a single shot? Are we still in a single shot for this?
It sure feels like
Is this
it.
one take?
The cameraman walked backwards down all those stairs as it went like around.
Yeah, after coming through the window backwards.
Went through the window backwards, down the staircase, which was multiple directions backwards, out the door, and then into the back of the car. I didn't even notice the door opening in the car. I wonder who opened the door. I wonder if that was off screen.
Okay, a lot of people do like one take stuff, but it's usually in a studio, right?
Yeah.
Like Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish has done quite a few one take type things. This is like next level stuff. He does these one takes that are all the way through, and his songs are sometimes like 10 minutes long. I think this one is what? About 3.5 minutes, right? But it's a single take over like what? So far we've covered 3 or 4 different scenes right now.
Yes.
And he's driving in a car. Can you imagine the rehearsal for this? I mean, like, you gotta like, oh, hey guys, let's, you screw up. You're like, well, let's take it back, let's.
All the way from the beginning.
Back up the stairs, out the window.
The dude carrying the camera trips on his way into the car. Gotta start over.
Start over. No, this is really impressive. This is like next level stuff. I would love to see more people putting this much effort into their work.
There are a few other like one takes that this reminds me of. Some of the Jenny and Screech series has some amazing one takes. Mm-hmm. Dax has a couple of videos that are just amazing long one takes. He has one that's like 1,000-word long rap, and it's all one take. Very, very long. And then the Beauty and the Beast live action, the scene where they're in the singing about being in the French town, that's all one take. It's that entire song has like hundreds of people all moving around. That's a single take with the camera moving around.
Oh well.
There are some impressive one takes that people have done, and those are a few of them that come to mind.
And it really does like bring so much more to it, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like it gives it so much more life, so much more rawness, so much more realness, but you still get the quality. It demonstrates the quality that you have. When you're breaking things up every few seconds, like you can stop and you can practice something 10 times. You know what I mean? But when you do it all at once, it really showcases your skill or lack thereof.
Yeah. So in animation, I'm going to talk specifically about a couple different animes. There are some shows that are really like well known for their choreography of the the fight scenes. The one that first comes to mind is Cowboy Bebop. It's an older one from the 90s, but the scenes are these flowing, the camera angle, it's animated, so there's no camera. The camera angle's moving around these fight scenes as if they are one-take fight scenes, and they're very fluid, like awesome-looking fight scenes. And you can compare that to a lot of choreography, a lot of animation or otherwise right now, where it's like, all right, I'm going to throw a punch, stop, move to the other side, the punch hits, come back, and it's like a new angle every half a second, just to like make it easier. Honestly, cuts down on recording time, saves a lot of money. It's a lot easier, but it definitely adds, especially during action scenes. If you do it all in one take, it allows people to really take it in. I think the Bourne series did a terrible job of that.
I was actually going to say, so if you want to compare a few, you could take the Bourne series, you could take the John Wick movies, and the Daredevil series. Now, there's the scene where they go down the stairs in the Daredevil series. Daredevil got a little dark for me, to be honest. I watched a lot of it, but there's a scene that felt very real because it just kept going and going and going. And same with John Wick series, they've got quite a few where they are like playing out the scenes for a good long while. But yes, the Bourne series, they chop it up back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it almost takes away the fight. You don't get to see the choreography. And the thing is, when you're the choreographer, I mean, that's your showcase, right? Just like if you're doing a stage production or a dance or something like that, what people get to see is your skills, even though you're not the one on the stage or in the performance, but your soul is, And so when you're able to take this and stretch it out, you can really showcase not just the performers, but the choreographers as well. And I don't know if he does all his choreography himself, Ren, or if he has other people doing it. I imagine it's a team effort to coordinate something as big as we're about 3/4 through, and he's gone through about 4 scenes so far. Very different scenes with very difficult transitions. And so how they planned that out, I don't know. If you guys know more about that, let us know, because I'd love to know. Because, I mean, this is next level stuff, and I'm very impressed. Oof. Yeah.
If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone, because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones, because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive.
Such an awesome little touch. Pulling the camera up so that you can see the dude in the pig mask in the rearview mirror for a second there, and just kind of what he's looking at.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah, I'll back it up a second so you can see just like the
If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone, because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones, because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive, so never test my skill. For goodness sake, man, I'm ready to break, man. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down.
He was prepping that stuff. What's that
Chloroform?
stuff? Chloroform. He was prepping the chloroform on the rag, and then he goes and gets this guy?
Apparently chloroform actually takes minutes to kick in, is what people say.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like a quick, I mean, I don't know, I've never tried it. Maybe if we get enough shares on this video, we'll try it. But
I'd rather not.
I said maybe. It was a maybe. Just maybes are...
Murderer, if you see me on the corner of my town, get back. Murderer, swing for your jaw in the first round. The tap. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down. Whoa, homie, it's the homie, it's the.
Then the camera was out behind the car. It's so smooth. There's so many things to look at. You don't even notice when the transition happens. I would have to go back and see, wait a minute, when did the cameraman leave the car?
The cameraman left the car as he was dragging the dude back. Now, what I didn't notice and what threw me off is when he got out of the car, the driver was no longer in the car. So they had motioned the camera so you could see him in the rear view and notice he's still sitting there, and then pulled it down so you couldn't see him anymore as he got out of the car. When the cameraman got out of the car, you could see the dude in the pig mask was no longer there. And that's when I was like, whoa, where's the driver? It's so smooth.
Right.
They did such a good job with it.
And the thing is, it doesn't say that it's alive, so this is probably a studio, I would guess that this is a studio recording, And so they're able to cut out some of the sounds and things like the doors shutting and stuff like that, and that they're playing the studio recording over the top of it and just performing it there, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it would have to be because like he was still singing when he's out there getting the guy in. There's no sound muffling or anything.
And he's probably playing the instruments in here as well.
Most likely.
Because he's usually playing the instruments, right? Wow.
I don't know.
I feel bad for the guy who's just like minding his own business out there. He's probably just some guy on the street, and Ren's like, I'm shooting a video right now.
I'm shooting a video. You get to be part of this.
Yeah, you'll be famous, but...
Get in the back of my van.
Get in the car!
You going in the trunk. The guy's hand on the trunk, like, dragging it down. Like, there were little touches that were good in that. I don't know if I have as deep thoughts with this song as I do with other Ren songs. I think that's kind of by design.
Yep.
It's not a song in depth about the suicide of his friends. It's really emotional for him. It's a hype song.
Yeah.
With a really, really well recorded music video with it. It showcases his lyrical prowess. It showcases his creativity in making, thinking about, and executing on music videos themselves. But it's not as thoughtful. It really showcases his skill set.
Right. And you notice, especially in the car, you really get a lot of facial expressiveness when he's there sitting in the seat. And anyway, there's a lot of things here. I love these one takes. I could just preach all day about that. But let us know what you guys thought. And let us know. Let's start a conversation in the comments. And go check out our video that we did if you do want something a little more emotional by him called Suicide.